Hello, can you hear me? Hello. I'm drawing some Pokemon for Pokédex fillers today, so... Yep, thanks. Let's see, so... It's supposed to be like a gecko based on the movie The Holy Grail from Monty Python. So it's an electric and dragon type. I'm not sure what to do. I already have a few sketches, which I think I like. I think I like this pose. Hi, Poku Janeth teacher. Let's see. I'll just start with a clause. Hi, I just joined. What are you making here? So I'm drawing a commission for Pokédex fillers. It's quite a big commission, so it's this ghost Pokemon that has a lot of forms, has 8 forms, and they're all based on movies or movie genres. So we have a comedy form, horror form, romance form, all that. And you can fuse 2 different forms to get a different evolution. So I'll show you the ones that I've already done. Well, the fusions of the base forms I'm using. So this one's comedy and fantasy. Just a second. There we go. Okay. So, yes, it's very complicated. So, it's one Pokemon that has different forms with different masks, all based on different movie genres. So we have comedy here, and fantasy to the right. And then they can fuse, so when you fuse them together, you get fantasy comedy. And all of the evolutions are going to be based on existing movies, and in this case it's Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Oh yeah, and they keep the same type. So fantasy is a dragon type, comedy is electric, so this one's a dragon electric type. So you're thinking, what the hell does this have to do with Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Well, there's a scene where there's this knight who won't let the Crusaders cross a bridge, or not a bridge, but just pass to the next bit. So they start fighting and they chop his arm off, and then the other arm, and then his leg, and then his other leg. And he just keeps fighting her. This is just a scratch and all that. So it's based on that knight. and I thought it was quite similar to how Gecko loses its tail. So I wanted to be a dragon. I got some kind of lizard. In this case, the Gecko. So it's a Gecko who loses its arms, but still controls them with electromagnetism or electro something. I don't know. And they just float around. Oh, I also made what was it? Horror, a musical one based on Sweeney Todd, which you can't see yet, so I need to copy and paste. Right, this one based on Sweeney Todd, who, if you haven't seen the movie, is a barber who kills his clients and they make meat pies out of them. In this case, he has an Appleton in his hand. Very good movie. I'm not sure what face to do. I think I like this face. Yeah, imagine it being kind of comedic, like silly looking. I don't know. Yeah. I think I'll just start all over. Well, this new Pokemon looks interesting from the sketch. What typing is it? So it's an electric and dragon type. I was just explaining how it's a Pokemon that has different forms based on movie genres, and then they fuse together to get an evolution. And depending on, in this case, it's a comedy and fantasy movie. So it's based on an existing comedy fantasy movie, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Hello, Adam. I'm not liking this. Let's see. Cool idea, thanks. So I think I want the face to look really silly. should wear a mask, as they all wear masks. So, I guess it should look somehow like a night helmet, maybe. Don't know. Bit confused about what to do. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see how you're Pokemon with other genres such as film noir. So we haven't done that. The ideas we had were comedy. Let's see. So we have comedy, fantasy, historic, horror, musical, romance, science fiction, and tragedy. And so there's every possible combination. So it'll be 28 in total. So a lot of them. It's going to be a lot of evolutions. Yeah, that's not working. I think I like this sketch the most. I think this one looked really good. Yeah. Can you make Mega Rhyperior? Maybe. I haven't really done Megas lately. It's a possibility. But not right now. Now I need to work on this commission. So many designs. Need to start getting them done. I'm not convinced. I don't know. Just don't know what to do. It needs to look silly. I really think this body type works the best for what I want. What genre are you doing right now? So this is a comedy and fantasy Pokemon. And it's based on Monty Python and the Holy Grail. There's a scene where there's this knight who gets his arms chopped off and legs, and he just keeps fighting. So I'm using a gecko to make it a dragon type, and it's still electric, so it controls its chopped off arms, and I think it should be really big arms. I think that will make it look the most interesting. Yeah, that's better. I like that. How do you do Mega Flygon? Yeah, I made that one a long time ago. I just grabbed a random thumbnail for the video because it's just alive. No need to really do anything special for it. Be too much work. I've remembered the game the helmet you were drawing earlier reminded me of. It's a game called Bonk's Adventure. A series of bosses are wearing actual-like helmets that hypnotize them. I'll give it a look. Let's see. Bonk's Adventure. Oh, it's a really old game. Never heard of it though. I think it's better without the tail. Looks funnier. And I think I would like it if the arms are upwards. Oh, it's calling the thunder. as you have another idea, I think you could make the legs eaten by the helmet skull from the Fantasy Mon. Thing is, it's supposed to be a reference to a movie. I'll show you in a second. So it's supposed to be a reference to this scene, where they just chop the guy's arms off and he just keeps trying to fight, even though he has nothing, no arms or anything. Can you say hello for me, please? Hello, user DC, whatever. I'm bye. Problem with this now, I'm not sure if I like the arms. Not sure they're draconic enough. I think it could be a nice contrast if its body and face is really silly, but then its claws are very intimidating. Maybe could simplify it a bit. Just having 2 claws. Oh yeah, that's better. Much better actually. I like that. Yeah, that's cooler. Why this low rate, watch rate? People who use his work needs to give him big ass written credit. Thanks. I guess I don't really stream often. I've done like 3 times. So I think it's normal that I don't get too many. actually like this shape here. Leave it. I think should add a knuckle. Where am I? You're in a stream watching me draw a Pokemon for Pokedex fillers. Use these emojis to make a Pokemon. So, a wolf, a leaf, and Saturn. Well, it's not that kind of stream. I think it would be fun to do at some point. As always, I'm doing the hand the other way around. Add a square, add a thumb, add 2 fingers, claws. I think to match the pick more, I'd make his neck thicker. Maybe. Not bad. Problem is, with Pokemon, well, in general, at least the way I like to draw, I like to push proportions a bit more, make them a bit exaggerated. So for example here, it's a lot more narrow, and it just gets thicker around the head, and then the other way around, you know? Does like this. So it gives this contrast. If I make the neck thicker, it ends up being more like a rectangle. I don't want that, so I might try it after I have the hands, but we'll see. I think this is a bit too big. But why? Well, I'm not very consistent, so that's probably why. At least that's one of the reasons, for sure. Sure, if I was more consistent with their lives, I could get a few more. Okay. I think this is pretty decent. I think it's a fun design. Should I add a tail somehow? No, oops. Not sure. I think I'll add it. Just floating around. Maybe. Okay. Let's clean it up. Do something. Oop. There you go. So. In my opinion, you're one of the very few Fakemon artists who makes an absolute cinema of Pokemon, and the world should know who you are. Thanks, I appreciate that. Absolute cinema. Literally in this case. Hi, how are you? I'm good. A bit hot. It's really hot right now. Have a heat wave or something. But I'm good. Have my fan. Drawing some Pokemon for Pokedex fillers. You make custom Pokemon as well. That's cool. What kind of Pokemon do you do? Is this for the next episode? No, this is for Pokedex fillers. So it's a Pokemon with lots of forms. Oh, 13 people watching. Oh, new record. It's a Pokemon that has different forms. I'll show you. It has 8 forms. These are 2 of them. Each one is based on a different movie genre. And when you fuse 2 of them together, they evolve into a movie Pokemon of those 2 genres. So for example, in this case, we have comedy and fantasy. And when you fuse them and evolve them, you get a comedy fantasy movie. and so the Pokemon is based on. Just realised the hand is wrong. Anyway, the Pokemon is based on Monty Python and the Holy Grail, because each evolution would be based on an actual movie, and it's based on this scene where they chop a knight's arms and legs off, and he just keeps fighting. If you get a horror one, can it be based on Freddy Fazbear? I assume that's Five Nights at Freddy's, and I already made the horror base stage, and it's based on Jason, not Freddy. Which I guess it's taken. I was going to say it's not a movie, it's a video game, and all these are supposed to be based on movies, but I guess they did make a movie recently. So maybe I can do one of the forms for based on Freddy. Is it just horror, or do you think there's something else? Probably not romance. Probably not historic. Maybe sci-fi? No, I already have that one. Sci-fi horror is going to be Alien. Tragedy, romance. Nope. Sorry, I don't think I'll do a Freddy one. Oh yeah, the Ben 10 thing. Oh, by the way, can you tell Pokedex Fillers I said hi? Sure, I'll tell him. He might even appear here. He did once. Is this for the next episode? Where am I? Ever create your own Ben 10 alien? I have not. I watched the show as a kid. Teenager, I assume. I don't know. It's been some years. I liked it a lot. It's a really good show. But I've never really drawn anything for it, I think. Maybe if I rewatched it again, I would be invested enough to maybe do that. But I haven't seen it in a long time. It's not something I really feel like doing. What else do we have? First thing, creative concept, and second thing, the bro who don't know who Ben 10 is. Well, not everyone knows. Even though it's absolute peak. Tragedy, romance makes me think of a broken heart-shaped love disc that is water ghost type. They're not going to be based on existing Pokemons. They're based on fusions, or like they're a fusion evolution of a new Pokemon I created. It has different forms, so it wouldn't be a love disc. Like maybe I can add it somehow. Like it would be a water fairy type. So, and it would be based on Titanic. So I don't know. Maybe I can add a love disc in the design. Like for example, with I made one of Sweeney Todd. Let's see if I can find it. No. There it is. Based on Sweeney Todd, who creates meat pies out of people. It's a horror a musical, and this one has an Appleton. Poor thing. Thriller based on Freddy Fazbear, so horror and suspense. There's no suspense form in this case. Maybe the video does super well with Pokédex fillers. The last 4 more forms. We only have 8 forms, which creates then 28 evolutions. Oh, I know. I was just stating something that popped in my head. Yeah, I do want to do actually a Broken Heart Love Disc, more or less, for the Silksong region. So when you fight Kang, Cross King Kang, there's these fishes. So I'm thinking I could do a split evolution for Love Disc. One with the fish that puffs up, so maybe it's like got fat from eating a lot of chocolate and all that. It's heartbroken or something like that. And then the other one's more like an arrow, like Cupid's arrow kind of thing. I do not like that neck. Nope. Not good. Mouth is way too long. That might do. How's it going? Going good? Happy with the design? I think it's quite nice. So I'll probably finish sketching a bit here, send it to Pokédex fillers, and carry on with a new form or new evolution. So many to do. 28. Now these hands. I'm pretty sure the thumbs are the wrong way. At least one of them. Just not sure which one. I always get confused when looking at them. So yeah, this one's wrong. So let's just start with the one that's correct. I hate people. I'm losing you. Need to start showing my feet. Oh no, one more. Said feet and just 2 people came. Oh, another one. So this would go like this. Okay. And then the fingers or the thumb should be more inward. But too humanoid though. Doesn't need a thumb. It's a lizard. Why would it have a thumb? See? Exactly. Druderagon doesn't have a thumb, so what would this one? Maybe should simplify it. Maybe it should be 1 finger around here. And then 2 on the sides. That's a mess. Oh, damn it. Damn hands. we simplify shapes a bit and try again. Sure, I'll eventually get it. I need to think. Maybe I need to think more about the bones inside. Yeah. It doesn't have a thumb. Wouldn't have these bumps here. Just have these bony. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just go back to the thumb. Too small. I like to draw. It's not my main thing. I'm a mechanical engineer and drawing has been my hobby since I was 8. Not super good at it, but thinking of maybe posting. Let's see what time brings. Yeah, might as well post it. You never know. People might like it. Even if it's technically not perfect, your ideas might resonate with other people, so it's fun to share with people, have them give your opinions, feedback if you want it. What type is this Pokemon? It's a dragon and electric type. So we'll control its arms with the lightning, basically. That is. If you're trying to make bony fingers like dragon, why draw circles? Well, I'm not sure exactly what kind of fingers I want. I'm not sure if I really want them to be bony. The reason I draw circles is mostly just get these simple shapes to understand a bit the form. But there's not something particular I have in mind right now. I'm just kind of winging it a bit and see what happens, what I like or what not. Did you ever draw Golem? Kind of looking Pokemon, not gonna lie. I love Minecraft and I'm a little obsessed with Golem, but was disappointed by the Golem Pokemon gave us. Well, Pokemon has a few Golems. Not sure you mean Golem or Golurk, for example. But I do have an idea for a Fakemon that I've never really got to do. So it would be a ground and fire type based on Gingerbread Man. It's kind of like a Golem, but it's food. In this case, it just looks like a gingerbread man. It's not actually made out of ginger. And so it'll be made out of clay to look like a gingerbread man. First stage is still kind of like wet clay, shaped like a gingerbread man, and it's a ground type, and it will evolve with a firestone into a fire and ground type. Yo, loving the live stream. Would love a Torterra Mega Evolution. Not the kind of thing I'm doing now, but I do think in the future I would like to do some suggestions, just whatever people want. I think would be fun, even if it was just a few quick sketches. Okay, I think this hand looks decent-ish. Maybe a little bit big around here. Good enough. Let's do the other hand. Hello. Oh, let's see. Um, oh, nice concept of golem you got there. My brain cells the concept I have is a little different. A golem made of clay, rocks, and many raw materials inside him, and also life grows on him. Ground rock. Could be cool. I like to have, I don't know, these kind of crazy concepts, I guess, that just fuse random things that don't really seem to have anything in common and somehow find something in there. Oh my god, Dave loves live stream. Who's Dave? Or Dave's? Oh no, Devesa, me. Davis. Devesa. Yes, I'm live streaming. By live, I mean plants, yeah. Hello, what are you making? What is he making? After this, can you make a Necrozma Mega Evolution? Well, Necrozma kind of has a Mega Evolution already. Ultra Necrozma's probably even better. Anyway, what am I doing? So, this is a Pokemon for Pokedex fillers. I'll show you. So, it's a Pokemon that has different. It's one Pokemon, has 8 different forms, all based on different movie genres. So, we have the yellow one that's comedy, and the other one that's fantasy. Each form has a different type. In this case, comedy is electric type, and fantasy is dragon type. When you fuse 2 different forms, you evolve it into a Pokemon based on those 2 genres. So, comedy and fantasy makes a comedy fantasy evolution, which will be based on an existing movie. In this case, the movie I chose for a comedy and fantasy is what's his name? Monty Python and Holy Grail. So there's this scene where there's this knight who gets his arms chopped off and his legs and all that, and he just keeps fighting and all that. So how it needs to be a dragon type because it keeps the original types. Made it a gecko because geckos lose their tail and regrow them and all that. So I thought it could fit quite well. So we got Eevee all over again. No, even worse. Because Eevee has, well, it can evolve supposedly into every type. Still not all of them, but you can do that. This one fuses. This one has 8 forms, and it fuses into every possible combination. So that makes 28 possible evolutions. And who knows if in the future we'll do more forms of the base form for each other type. So, It's worse than Sedimite. I'm gonna be doing this for months. Damn you, Pokedex fillers! Stop giving me so much work. My viewers need me. Amazing work. Gen 4 Mega Regional Zebras are my favourite. Do we have any? Does Gen 4 have any Mega Evolution? Oh yeah, Garchomp. Yeah, look how, yeah, they do. Give the Pokemon you're making a hand blade. It will look cool. Maybe. Might just keep it simple like this. I don't know. Time to build Pokédex fillers so we can get every type combination. Well, if you do that, well, first let's get the design done. Well, all of the 28. And then just... we'll see. Maybe one new type every now and then, which would add like 8 new combinations, and then it would be 9 new combinations every single type. Guys, what Pokemon is he making? So it's an electric dragon type that loses its arms like a gecko, but instead of tail, loses its arms and controls it with its electricity. It's based on a character of Monty Python and Holy Grail. What's my favorite electric type? Good question. I actually have an image somewhere there with my favorite Pokemon of each type. So, should be here. Funny enough, it looks... my favorite electric type is Dracozolt, I'm very inspired by with this design. You can probably tell by the arms how it looks, by the little fragment that's missing and all that around here. I also like Toxtricity a lot. Just love goofy Pokemon. And can't get any more goofy than Dracozolt. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Maybe some kind of details around here. Not, I don't know. That'll do. Look kind of empty. No. Okay, I'm done with this one for now. I'll send it to Pokédex Fillers and I'll wait for feedback and get back to it some other time. I'll start the next design in a minute. I am going crazy. I'm not coming with words, man. Let's see. Could you make a Pokemon based around a custom ability? Can't think of one right now, and I'm working on commissions, so not now. But I do make a lot of custom abilities in my videos, so... I know the Golem said it has too much, but what is a Golem monster made out of earth material? What am I saying? Whatever. And to show his ground type, gave me raw materials and body, and like to show earth. I don't think it's too much what you described. My sister loves that Pokemon. I'm happy she likes it. Toxtricity is goated. It really is. Such a cool design. What do you think about this ability? Son's Wrath. Immune to fire type moves and gains 1.5 multiplier on fire move, fire stab. Isn't that just fire absorb? Pretty sure that's what it does. What if you gave that custom Pokemon a fish-like bottom part? I don't think that would make much sense for the theme that's going, as it's based on the Holy Grail, Monty Python. So, can't see that making any sense in this context. And it's supposed to not have a lower part because it got chopped off. It's just there on the ground. Little pebbles of grass or whatever. Just hops around. Maybe add a little shadow here. Boop, 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 boop. Just moving around and wiggling. Wiggle, wiggle. Anyway. Oh, so it always has a multiplier. Okay. Fire absorb, what it does, it gives you the multiplier right after getting hit by a fire type. Not all the time. We don't need this anymore. Okay. I'm gonna send it. And we'll be back in a second. I'm not leaving, but we'll be back in a second with the next design. Who should I do next? Let's see. Ooh. Have an idea. Just give me a minute. Flash fire, yeah, that's the one, not what fire absorb. I think I called it like that because in Spanish it's absorber fuego, which means fire absorb. Regional variant or mega for every Gen 4 starter is what I'd love to see you make. Yeah, I could do that in the future. Why does it look like it's wearing cloth with thunder on it? Because I based it on... So even though its design is more based on this guy, but the theme more based on this other guy. So it's supposed to look like it's wearing like the knight tunic and all that. So the little scales here would look like the holes from the chainmail. Its mask looks like a crown, but it has a theme of losing its body parts like the other one. Anyway, I'm going to start my next design. Let's see. Who should I do now? What combination? Oh, that's a good one. Fantasy, horror, Pan's Labyrinth. Scary movie. I haven't seen it actually. I'm definitely doing that. Horrible monster that uses its hands as eyes. Ooh, creepy. So, I think I will do that. Nice. What movie is that? I haven't seen it. Is it good? If you're talking about Pan's Labyrinth, I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure if it's good. But apparently it's super scary. It's a few years old, probably about 20 years old. I think they say it's good. I'm pretty sure it's quite famous, so it can't be too bad. Might actually wait to see that before designing it and do something different. Let's see. What other? Oh, maybe I could do Titanic next. Tragedy, romance. So a fairy, water type. So I could make it Leonardo DiCaprio just drowning like this. Maybe it's inside the giant iceberg, even though it's not an ice type, I don't know. Have some love this swimming inside. Anyway, silly idea, I don't know. 13 people watching, oh my god. How about bug-type Pokemon with a space theme? I already did one of those for Pokedex fillers. It was like an alien apple that opens its mouth like an alien and it has a worm inside. Can we make suggestion for Fakemon here? Well, you can tell me your ideas, but I'm not going to work on them right now because I'm working on commissions for Pokedex fillers. Wait, I need to write down the concept. Are you going to use our concept? Not now. You want to write it down, and maybe even in the future I'm doing a stream where I draw your ideas and you catch me there. You can tell me, but right now it's not what I'm working on. What's the type of this one? Well, this one would be Water Fairy, based on Titanic. I'm still not sure what to do. Actually, I'm going to show you while I'm thinking of the idea. I can show you the water and fairy type base stages, so that you can at least see it. I'm still not sure what to do, really. It doesn't really make sense if it's in an iceberg, if it's going to be water, not ice. I don't know. I'm going to search for Titanic and see what I see, what I find. Titanic. Oh, it does have that scene. Iconic scene where she's with her arms open. My friend and I came up with a concept for a regional Trubbish based on a grocery bag. We called it Growish. Wouldn't it? Why would our regional would have the same name? You could do the Pokemon with the hand eyes. Yes, that's the plan for the Pan's Labyrinth one. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I might want to investigate a bit about the movie before I actually draw anything about it. Just to make something more accurate, I think. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. What should I do? For Titanic. Regional, variant, convergent. They're basically the same thing. Not really. Convergents are completely different species, while a regional is still the same animal, just adapted into a new environment. You could base the Pokemon on the blue necklace from Titanic. Oh, she has a blue necklace. Not sure if I've even seen the full movie. Oh yeah, right, the old lady. That's the jewels of the Queen. What should I do? Don't want to just draw a boat. I used to wear a mask. Say mask. Titanic romance tragedy. What should I do? Are these different forms of the same Pokemon? Yes. The ones on the bottom are the same Pokemon with a different form, depending on the mask it wears. And then the evolutions would each be a different Pokemon. I can't think of anything. So I'm just going to work on the Sweeney Todd one. Yep, I'll just do that. No point in forcing it. Let's start with Appleton. I love Appleton. Best Pokemon ever. Can you maybe use Car's mood to make a steel type Pokemon, use those who wish me dead to make fire type Pokemon, and combine it to make the fire steel Pokemon? Well, none of these are going to be fire steel. Well, no, we have steel, but there's no fire. So that wouldn't work. And it's more based on the genre and not the type. Oi, gonna take a nap soon. So how's it going? Hey Stanley, it's going well. Working on a Pokemon that has different forms based on movie genres, and then they fuse to make new evolutions. So this one's a musical and a horror based on Sweeney Todd. Instead of an apple pie, instead of a meat pie, has an Appleton. Poor thing. You can make the pink one based on the actual ship, and the blue one based on dark cold sea that consumes the ship. I'm more of a Flapple fan myself. Really? Interesting. I've never seen anyone like Flapple more than Appleton. Respect. Appleton's my guy. Anyway, your idea. Maybe. Pink one based on the ship. Yeah, I'm not sure about making two different bodies. I'm not sure if that's really the idea we want to go with. Or we want to go more with like just one body. I don't know. I won't think about it right now. I'll just draw my screaming Appleton. Oh, Appleton, poor thing. So, is there a main type it uses, or will it swap both types when it changes? Also, what types have you done so far? I'm guessing that this is most ghost or dark type. So, the base forms are all a ghost type with a secondary type. So, comedy is electric, tragedy is water, horror is dark, etc. And then when they fuse together to get a different evolution, so for example in this case we have musical, which is a normal type, normal ghost type, that fuses with horror, a dark type, we get normal and dark type Pokemon. What's happening to Appleton? Wait. So this evolution is based on Sweeney Todd. And Sweeney Todd is a horror musical movie where a barber, I don't know, kills its clients, and then his neighbor or something makes meat pies out of their meat. So in this case, instead of a meat pie, it has an Appleton. Because why not? Originally it was just a pie, but then I just thought, what if it's an Appleton? Wouldn't that make it even funnier? So any excuse to draw Appleton is a good excuse. How many types are remaining? Did you already made up the plan what you would do with the remaining types you have, or suggestion are allowed for the remaining type Pokemon? So the types are already fixed. We have, I'll tell you in a second. We have Electric for comedy, Dragon for fantasy, Ground for historic, Dark for horror, Normal for musical, Fairy for romance, Steel for sci-fi, and Water for tragedy. We already have a few of the movie ideas for the evolutions and the combinations, but we still don't know all of them. So if you have a specific idea, well, just let me know, and maybe it's still available and we can do it. That's funny. At the same time, it matches that horror thing. He going to eat it. What else is horror? Yeah. Damn. He's gonna eat it. Poor Appleton. Or maybe make someone eat it. I don't know. I wouldn't mind eating an Appleton. It looks pretty delicious. Oh, musical. So it uses musical moves, so it transforms or not only the type of movie, but also modified by the musical theme as well. Nice. While apple pie works, I could see a shuckle shake too. Shuckle shake. Well, wouldn't be much in themed by the movie, I guess. Like the whole theme is about meat pies, not shakes. But there's another movie that's about protein shakes or whatever. I don't know. Could work with a shuckle. That's actually a really cool idea for a regional shuckle. A fighting type shuckle based on protein shakes. What would it look like? I don't know. But I think it's an interesting idea. Instead of really high defenses, you can have really high attack but really low everything else. 250 attack. But I understand why from the moon. Bro, what? Bro, what? Alright. Good night, bro. I'm gonna go to bed now. Good night. Gonna eat a poor Appleton and you won't mind it. What else can we imagine? Isn't Appleton made out of apple, or does he have flesh and organs? I assume it has organs, so it's probably meaty, but apparently Pokédex says that people eat the crust on top of it and it's delicious, and Appleton doesn't mind that. So there you have it. He's canonically delicious. Maybe for comedy, the mask could work since it's electric. The yellow suit also fits in the color theme. The comedy design's already made, and I was just doing the comedy fantasy one based on Monty Python. Bro, for some reason, I never read Pokedex entry, and they eat that thing on top of him, and mischievous thought came in my mind: would his meat taste like apple? Bro, what am I saying? I'm not sure what its meat would taste like. Maybe it does taste like apple pie, like the inside, or maybe it's meaty. Who knows? It is a grass type, but it's also a dragon type, so I assume it needs organs to function. Oh, okay. Python works too. So what types are on the board that you have planned for today? Well, for now I'm just gonna finish the line art of this one. Might add the colors. Maybe not, I don't know. And then stop for the day. Is that skull mask on his face? Feels like a skull. It's not just a mask, really, because they all have masks. The idea for the mask comes from typical tragedy comedy masks from plays. So I decided to have them all have different masks, and I think it's reasonable for all the evolutions to also have a mask. The reason I shaped them like this, it's kind of to make it look like mutton chops, I think it's called, like the beard around the side, because Johnny Depp had them in that movie. What other movie genres are there? We have... This one is musical horror. We also have comedy, fantasy, historic, sci-fi, romance, tragedy, and I think that's it. It's 8 in total. Okay, for Steel, sci-fi works, yep. But maybe a heist movie may work as you do use a ton of gadgets to nab the treasure. They could also use this for the mask thing too, if you haven't yet. A heist movie. Well, sci-fi's already... Like, all the base forms are already done. So the only thing I need to do is all the possible combinations. So we can't change that. So sci-fi, so it needs to be sci-fi and steel. Like if there's a movie that works as a combination to make a heist movie, I could do that one. Like maybe a comedy or I don't know, but I'm not sure would work very well with the ones we have for now. You might, you never know, I might do more in the future. Maybe the video does well. Is action movie a genre? We didn't do action. But I imagine if we made it in the future, it would be the fighting type. But we only made 8 because if not, it would be way too crazy. Like, we're trying to make every single combination possible. So with just 8 genres, we have 28 combinations possible. So I would imagine what we're going to do is just do these 8 for now, and then if people want more, we can just add a new genre or 2 and create more combinations. Just by adding 1 base, you can create 8 more combinations. If you do 2, you get 8 and 9, so... Which is 16, not 16. 17 by the way. Okay, this is pretty much done. what if sci-fi connected with... I mean, which other type is going to be connected to the sci-fi? Each type will be connected to the other types. So there will be a sci-fi comedy, sci-fi horror, sci-fi historic, sci-fi romance, every possible combination. What happens if you do two of the same genre? It won't evolve. That's what will happen. But I guess if we wanted more in the future and we wanted to make pure genres, I guess it would stay. It could evolve, but stay the same type. Does this one have a name for what it's called? Not yet. I don't really come up with names. Pokédex Village normally does, so don't expect one from me. I'm not very good at them anyway. Well, that sucks. What if you just wanted a pure type? Don't evolve it, I guess. I mean, not much you can do. Wow, it's already 28 designs. You have to also do one for the pure types. It's way too much work. At least for now. In the future, maybe. Okay. I think that's done. Time for the best part. Add color. Kind of looks like a chef. Or no, a waiter. Bringing an apple pie for you. Poor Appleton. Ah, baby. What historic be connected to old real-life history movies or adventure movies in which history is presented to the treasure can be discovered? What? So what combination would be a documentary? None. Documentary would be its own genre. It was one of the ideas we had, which would have been, if we actually made it, would have been a bug type. But we didn't do it in the end. But who knows? Maybe in the future. So, by the way, you say this Pokemon has a pure type genre, then when it evolves, it becomes 3 new type. No, only 2 types. So, this one's a musical, which is Ghost Normal, and what's his name? Musical and Horror, which is Ghost and Dark type, and the fusion combination, or evolution or whatever, loses the Ghost type, and it's the other 2. Even though they'll all probably look ghostly, but they lose a type, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe Pokédex Phyllis decides. Let's add an extra type. Good night. Bro, even you're getting confused sometimes when explaining a monster of a concept. Does Pokédex Phyllis pay you or you take margin from the views? He pays me directly. Even you're getting confused. I don't think I'm getting confused. Feels like you're getting confused, my bad. No, I don't think so. Pretty sure. I may have explained it wrong, but pretty sure I know what how it works. So now I need to give it a creamy belly, which starts from here. Do you self-taught it to yourself? I mean, drawing and using this software and art applications. More or less, but not really. I've studied fine arts in uni, but most of what I learned was by myself watching videos and like tutorials and all that, how their program works. So a bit of a mix, I guess. Absolute Chad is what self-teaching is called. It's hard to say really if it's self-teaching or not, because thing with art, it's not like studying. I don't know. It's just drawing on yourself, watching tutorials, which technically they're teaching you how to do it. But you definitely don't need to go to school to learn how to do it. That's for sure. It's not necessary. Most of what I know, it's not from that. It's just drawing and keep doing what you like. How old are you? I'm 28. I've been doing this for about 7 years now, I think. Digital art. But I've been drawing all my life. I always liked drawing. Okay. I think this looks good. Anyway, I'm tired. I think I've done enough. I'll leave it here. Thank you all for watching. 2 hours of stream, not bad. Anyway, bye bye.